Stop moving.
Who's doing the countdown?
Okay, we should be back.
Sweet.
Hello, everyone. I'm MunchaKoopas.
Hi, I'm Fur.
Hello, I'm Covert Muffin. I'm going to be casting this race between Fur and Muncha. This is going to be Hyperlight Drifter, Alt Drifter, all bosses. So it may read any percent on the screen right now, but don't worry. Donation incentive did get met, so we indeed will get to see some extra action coming out of our runners tonight, where they will be going around and killing all of the bosses before they finish. Aw, yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second before we get into the race here. Can I have a rename speak?
Hello, I am speaking currently.
Hello, this is Muncha. Hello.
Okay, it sounds good to me. Let me do one thing here quick.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to verify. Yeah, we did meet the incentive, everybody, a long time ago, actually, so
Woo.
you are correct.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready, we can get this thing started.
Alright, Muffin, I guess you want to count us down? We'll start on go?
Yeah, let's do it. All right,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Don't forget
All
to
right.
Cutscene.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Alright, so this is Alt Drifter. Alt Drifter is going to be a little bit different. If you've ever played this game with the normal Drifter, there's a bunch of different things. The first is that we don't have to do the tutorial at all, so we get to skip the first couple of minutes of the game itself. That being said, this is going to be a glitched category, so we're going to see our runners do an out-of-bounds movement, as you just saw it. In order to skip a cutscene, they're going to have to do that every single time they come back to town. That being said, though, we're going to be starting by going to the east first, just because we kind of agreed to it, and it's very convenient for the alt bosses because you get the shotgun before you go up to north. How this game works is that we're going to be moving around using a dash function, which you can do in pairings of 3. However, if you dash up against the ledge, you don't have to wait for a small cooldown before you can continue dashing. And then also when we go and unlock the chain dash upgrade, that's also going to allow us to dash both faster and in a quicker succession. So some other things that are different with the Alt Drifter is that everything's a bit faster. All of the dash patterns are a little bit shorter cooldown. The attack has a higher range and a shorter cooldown, so they can attack faster. And then also just overall, there's going to be less health because we only have a max health of 3 instead of 5. That being said, though, we are starting with the pistol, and the pistol is going to be a powerful way to deal damage because you can fire the pistol before you do a primary attack, which is a form of combat known as plinking. That being said, you cannot fire the pistol after the primary attack, and so because of this, it's important that these runners have really good timing when they're going to be going up and facing these bosses, as well as fighting through various arenas. So coming through here, the base objective of the game is to travel in the 4 cardinal directions, pick up these 4 purple modules, and then pick up a pylon, which is usually after the final boss in the given region. Then this opens up in the main town, the elevator, to go down to the final boss. You'll also see these runners just moving around collecting these little golden squares, which are known as bits. And then when they collect 4 bits, this forms 1 piece of currency that we can use in the town to purchase upgrades. But that being said, the only real upgrade that saves us time in the speedrun is something known as Chain Dash, which is going to lower the cooldown between dash periods and have some added properties we'll get into later. So coming through here in East, it's kind of a nice region because there isn't too much going on in the beginning in terms of glitches. It's really just that first out of bounds in the town after they started the run, and then continue through. But upcoming here, we see Muncha in an arena, a little bit ahead of Fur, and he's going to be using plinking with that pistol to deal 2 damage and attack instead of just 1 damage. Then after this arena, he's going to be showing off a really cool out of bounds movement using this pink door. As this pink door forms, he's going to dash and then be able to go out of bounds. Doors are kind of broken in this game. Oh man. But yeah, there we go. There's the second module, and then Muncha also showing off something known as select buffering, which is as you are kind of locked in these cutscenes, you can actually open and close the map in order to be able to do actions that you would not normally expect. So Muncha doing another pink door clip, and then is going to be going into a transition zone. And when you're kind of out of bounds, you can't actually see exactly what is the floor and what is just void that you can fall into. So it's very, very easy to actually kind of mess up your movement and dash out of the way. And East is kind of well known for having one of those clips that is going to be tremendously difficult. And in this room, this torch room, is going to be a really tough room because there's tons of enemies, and only being on 3 health, it's very easy to get stun locked and or just fall down and take an extra damage. But it looks like, yep, both of our runners are able to make it to the module, but now they have to also get out. Awesome. So far, the race has been pretty even, which is really great. But as we're going to be going through, a lot of the time loss can just be accumulated by falling, so that sort of locks you in this fall animation for a little bit. And then this out of bounds movement, as we're seeing from Fur right now, which is insanely difficult. This is easily the hardest portion, and he gets it really clean. Really nicely done, man. That's absolutely insane. Is that like going to be the hardest out of bounds for you, Fur, or do you think you're gonna have something?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, nice, dude. Munchin nailed that as well. It's so impressive. I remember when I was like trying this out, I just continued to fall just all over the place.
It took me a long time to learn when that was discovered a year ago.
Yeah. So upcoming here, the runners are gonna go across and collect another bit, and then just continue on through. Now that we have 3 modules, we're gonna be able to get through the 3 module door. That's gonna open us up on the pathway to be able to get to the final boss. There's a really cool skip if you have the upgrade Phantom Slash, where you can actually like flip out of bounds. But of course in this category, right now, we're not going to be having that. Yeah. So upcoming in here, just some more enemies to kill off. And health management starts to become a really important problem. You'll notice in the top left corner of each player's screens, there is this little cask with 3 squares that can be filled in with that cyan color. And that designates how many medkits our runners have. And so as they're taking damage, if they use a medkit, what ends up happening is they fully heal back up to full health, and then spend a medkit. So it's going to be very important to pick up extra medkits. But over on first screen, you're going to notice a shuriken skip, and he gets it first try. Wow, dude. Nicely done. And Muncha is also going to be going for this. So getting hit mid-air with a shuriken is going to allow him to pack in and buffer another dash input, canceling out that falling. So it allows you to dash another time in order to close the gap, which is really good. And then upcoming here on first screen, he's going to go for it, skip. And he gets it. He skipped the initial cutscene portion of the boss, and that's going to allow him to go immediately into that boss fight, which is really good. That saves a couple of seconds. That was actually like found really recently, like last week or so. Oh yeah. So upcoming here, another way we have of sort of canceling out cutscenes is by opening the map, because the use function in this game is actually pretty broken. You can do things like activate things mid-dash, but also while you're sort of stuck in these cutscenes of the drifter picking up something or collecting something, you can actually open your map and move the map around and teleport out using the map. And so this allows us to stack the animation of collecting the 4th module, which there's no cutscene for the alt drifter, but it's still a really nice optimization.
When you get a chance, I got a donation and something to plug whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go for it. This is perfect time.
Okay. We have $25 from TW Roxas that says, put 10 of this towards King of the Hill for best anime. I tell you what, and 15 to Mario Party 3. So we'll get that going in. And once again, with that donation, TW Roxas is entered for the chance to win the AV Famicom. And you can do that too by donating $20. Actually, I believe during the next 3 or 4 hours, as long as you donate at least $20, you're entered for a chance to win the AV Famicom. And if you donate $25 for the duration of the marathon, you're entered for the chance to win a Super Famicom complete with Super Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3. So when you're making your donations, please keep those in mind. Thank you for donating and keep enjoying.
Yo, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much for donating. It's really great to see you guys coming together to try and get these people to GDQ. That is so awesome. Please keep it up. That being said, though, we see Fur now collecting Chain Dash as well as Muncha. Fur is going to be taking a bit of a lead here because he had a bit of a cleaner East. No problem. There's still a lot of really technical movement, including a lot of really intense out-of-bounds movement in North and West and even South. And so this is going to give Muncha plenty of room to be able to make up. But here we go. We see both of our runners now have Chain Dash as an upgrade. Chain Dash, as you do a dash action, there is a small timing window for you to activate dash once again in order to spend stamina, which is this little gray bar you'll notice in the top left-hand corner of our runner's windows, in order to be able to dash faster. That being said, when you dash in sequences of 2, the first dash requires no stamina, so it's always going to be best to dash in sequences of 2 because you don't run out of stamina. But then in sequences of 3, you can move a little bit faster at the cost of more stamina, but you also have to start worrying about running into walls. Because if the third dash or more ends up running into a wall, you get stunned for a duration in this bonking. And so you lose a few seconds each time that happens. That being said, also falling off is a huge concern because as you're chain dashing, it's a little bit easier to fall off a ledge. So dashing across these very thin portions is going to be super spooky for our runners. Upcoming here, first going to be going through a yard area where there are all these birds that deal 2 damage, and having 3 max health is really spooky. Oh no! Okay. Oh man. Oh, Maka S. All right. So first going to be doing a nice little bit of out of bounds movement here in this arena by walking up. Oh no, he missed it. All right, that's fine. He just has to go back out. Go back in order to reset the arena. Okay, he's gonna walk up very slowly, and there he goes. He gets a second try. So with that, he was able to go behind the 3 module door, enter the transition zone. So even though he doesn't have 3 modules in North yet, he's able to get access to this area that you normally would not be able to. So really nicely done from Fur, getting that second try. Oh my goodness. That being said, upcoming here, we're gonna see Muncha also go through this yard. So Muncha's able to get through here cleanly. And he does, really nicely done. So that's going to be a little bit of a time save for Muncha to be able to get back into this race. Really nicely done. And now Muncha is going to be going for this out of bounds movement. And he gets it first try. Way to go, Muncha. Sick. So upcoming... Yeah, dude. So Fur now collects his second module. He's going to be select buffering once again to move in that cutscene. And he's going to be coming up to the second boss. So East is pretty easy. East boss was pretty easy because we can cheese him out. But North boss is not the case at all. North boss, every single attack it does deals 2 damage. And then I'll summon these 4 birds that deal 1 damage each time. So it's very important to have really solid movement and be able to dodge these insanely large squares and spooky patterns. So here we go. Okay. Ooh. Alright, first taking a bit of damage here. Let's see if he can shake it out. Oh god! Oh, and Fur takes a death. Ooh, this is a big time loss. This is like really insanely difficult because having a max health of 3 and then trying to work your way around all of these huge AoE attacks and this pathway that is constantly chasing you, it can be very easy to take a damage while you're trying to kill this boss as quickly as possible. So even though the shotgun's going to be allowing Fur to deal high bursts of damage, it's very easy to die. And there he goes. Fur is going to be able to clean out the boss in the second attempt. Nicely done. And this is huge for Muncha. Muncha's going to be able to kill off the boss here while it's in the middle. Alright. Yeah, Muncha's gonna let him teleport. I like that. Nice. Playing it safe, Muncha has a huge time save there from getting that boss first try. One of the biggest losses whenever you're going for PBs in this game is going to be deaths. And then followed, besides that, is going to be dash optimization using chains of 2 to 3 dashes. And then after that, it's going to be things like bonks and falling down and stuff like that. So both of these runners are some of the best runners in the entire community. And so it's an absolute pleasure watching them work their way through this. And having a race this close is definitely no surprise. This is absolutely insane. So coming through here, they actually have one more module to collect. Usually we would collect this module to be able to work our way through a 3-module door in like a category such as no major glitches. But because we have all this crazy out-of-bounds movement, we're going to see Fur do another bit of this out-of-bounds movement coming up here. It's a really cool one. Oh, spooky! Oh, riflemen are so spooky. All right, this is okay. Yo, nice, dude. First try. He's going to teleport out while collecting this 4th module. That is such a cool out-of-bounds move. I can't believe I didn't know about that until today. That's so awesome. Oh, man. Alright, so Munch is going to be following in suit very closely behind, and there he goes. Nice. Oh. So Fur trying to go for the hardest door clip there, didn't quite get it, so he's just going to go out the main entrance and then just snake his way through to continue on in West. West is a really beautiful area because there's going to be a lot of nooks and crannies where we're going to be trying to just work our way and not fall down. Ooh, Muncha actually getting stuck a little bit out of bounds and then falling back in bounds is going to get caught in those trees and has to quit and reopen his game in order to try this clip again. That's so easy to do. This is definitely the hardest one. Yeah, and Munch is also going to elect to go out the front entrance as well. Nicely done. Yeah, so Fur coming up here is going to be finishing off collecting the 1st module, and then he's going to be heading up and snaking his way through. But he's going to be doing a little bit of different movement than what you would expect. Here, we're going to be introducing our first bit of something known as a transition clip. So if you dash on the first frame after entering a new area, what actually happens is you don't fall into the transition zone. You actually get a little bit behind it. And so this also requires a really precise angle of dashing. Yeah, he gets it, and then using the pistol, yeah, nice, is going to bring him slightly more out of bounds. And then the transition zone for the next area is peeking out a little. Oh, it can be so hard to get into. Nice, and he gets in there without dying. Nicely done. That is a really difficult movement section. And then upcoming here is another insanely difficult movement section that he gets easily. Oh, man. That's so crazy. Like, this is West, right? It's huge density of really difficult movement. Like, each part of these trees has these little pockets of air where you can just get stuck back inbounds and no way to clip back out. So here we go, we're going to see Munch's attempts on this transition, followed into the pistol clip, followed into another tree movement out of bounds in order to be able to get to that next module as well. And, okay, there's a transition zone he walked in. Alright, let's see it. Out of bounds movement here on this tree. Alright. Oh yeah, and just getting stuck in bounds just a little bit. This requires such a precise angle to work through. It's so insanely hard. Here we go. Fur skipped another arena by just walking to a transition zone, and then is going to be working through towards his next module. He's going to be showing off another clip, which is known as the, oh my goodness, the crystal clip. There we go. That's the name for the thing. And in the crystal clip, whenever you bonk on a wall by doing a chain dash sequence of 3 or more, what ends up happening is your character becomes slightly intangible. This means that you're invulnerable from damage, but then you can also just be considered to not be frozen by that crystal. So when that happens, you're actually considered out of bounds, and so you can just dash through the wall there, which is really awesome. So that was great. Really nice crystal clip from Fur. And from Muncha as well. Look at that. Oh, yes. So coming up here, Fur is just going to be heading directly up instead of collecting another module in this area. The reason for this is because, well, we don't need it. Because using the out-of-bounds movement is actually a little bit quicker than to just go for a more casual route to pick up an extra module. And of course, we only need 4 out of the 8 modules in each area. So there, Fur is working across a really difficult bridge section. Getting through without dying is insanely impressive that quickly. And then there's another cutscene. Nice. So after you dash 4 or more times, and then you end your dash sequence, what ends up happening is you slide, and so you're stunned in this slide animation while going through it. However, if you chain dash into a cutscene or something else like taking damage, what ends up happening is you cancel out the dash sequence. So you get something known as a dash reset, which makes the game consider you back to dash number 1. So because of that, the slide gets canceled out, and then you can continue on. But here's the next boss for Fur. It's really difficult. Alright, so here he tricked the boss into spawning some extra enemies. He's going to go over to the right, and he gets the quick kill. Wow, nicely done, dude. So with the normal Drifter, because the attack is on a much higher cooldown, it can actually become a lot more difficult to be able to sort of work your way through that boss. However, because of the lower cooldown of the Alt Drifter, we can actually just make it through with normal attacks and shotgun blinks, which is really, really nice. Really nice crystal bridge coming out of Muncha as well. That section is like one of the most tense things whenever you're going for a PB. Because you're just like, oh man, please don't. So Fur going through Dogeland here, this can be very scary. Based on how the dogs rotate around here, nice, he got a good pattern from the dogs. They can either like completely screw with you, or they can just be really nice and you can get out there a few seconds faster. In this case, they were pretty nice. So now Fur has finished west, that means that there's only one more cardinal direction to go through. Trying one more door clip, accidentally heading back into his house for a quick siesta. Look in his mirror to believe in himself a little bit more, and then heading on down into the south region. So entry into south is actually pretty interesting, because we can just do huge chain dash sequences, because we're not too worried about stamina. Because there's going to be a lot of cutscenes right in the beginning, so you can just burn through your entire stamina meter using really long chain dash sequences before moving through. Here we go, really nice boss kill coming out of Muncha as well. Killing that boss really quickly is just so insanely scary, especially having only a max health pool of 3. So here we go. Fur is going to be entering this first section, going towards the first boss in south. And this movement in this area is just insanely difficult. Very easy to mess up. So if there's going to be a place to die, it definitely would be here. But he's going to try and catch an early cycle by clearing out all these enemies really fast. And he got it, nice. So first skipped spawning, or he didn't skip the spawn, but he lowered that bridge there a little bit earlier. But these crushers are one-hit kills, so he has to be a little bit careful. On 1 health, taking the safety heal, I like that decision. That's really good. Alright, one more scary bit of movement here for Fur, and then he's going to be going into the first boss, in south. And in south, we're going to be facing 4 bosses, which is going to be the most out of any area. This is where all bosses really shines as a category. But this first boss is pretty easy. It just stands still, and then if we can kill it before it starts to decide moving, we can actually... Oh! Yep, nice. That was really close. Oh, man. You can just kill it before it gets far enough away. And that saves a good chunk of time, so that was really good for Fur. And here we go. Muncha has finished braving through the western Icelands, and is now going to also be believing in himself, and then heading on down to the southern section. Oh yeah. So there we go, for 1 boss down, 1 module down. He's going to be showing off another transition clip here by going down. Nice, gets it first try. And nice, hits the transition zone. That is a really tricky pistol clip right there. And so that was really awesome to see. And this is going to bring him down to the next boss that we like to call Bullet Baker. But this is going to be a little bit different, because we use these clips to get out of bounds and get into the loading zone for this module. You're actually supposed to collect this module after you defeat the boss. So we're going to see Fur enter downwards into the boss room, which is going to spawn him right on top of the boss. This is going to allow him to do shotgun flinks right from the get-go, making this boss a little bit easier. See where he decides to go. Nice! Oh, the top right section, but he gets hit by a bullet! Alright. Oh, playing it safe. Nice. All right, and the boss is lowering pathways. And he gets him without a death. Well done. Dude, that's so spooky. And here we go. Also looking at Munch's screen on the left here. This is going to be a very scary arena for him. Let's see. All right, he's going to dip down first to kill these enemies. All right. And he also gets it. Wow, dude, the quick cycle from both of our runners. That is so hype. Yes. All right, here he goes. Munch is going through this Crusher section. There's so many bullets and enemies just everywhere. Nice, playing it safe on the Crushers. I like this. If he takes a death there, that would have been a huge time. So now he's going to be heading through a checkpoint, so it's not nearly as spooky. Alright, so coming from Fur, he's going to be using the spell gates to travel out of bounds again to get through the module door, and then killing this rocket enemy, which is very scary because it fires a rocket that knocks you down and stuns you, but also what it ends up doing is having homing. So the Rocketeer gets a shot off, it would be pretty spooky. But also doing a bit of select buffering movement out of this module is going to be super spooky as well coming out of Fur, because it's very easy to fall on these platforms. Muncha collecting his first module from South, he's going to be following up to go and try his hand at the Bullet Baker section as well. For dodging around the barrels there, nice. So eyes on MunchaKoopas in the left-hand side here. He's going to be coming up here in order to try for the transition clip. Yeah, and he gets it first try, and the pistol. Nice, dude. That is so good. Wow. That's so impressive. Alright, so coming through here, first going to be coming up into a section, the room right before Archer. And normally you would sort of snake your way through, like, in an S shape. But instead, we're going to be going up here and... Yeah, nice, dashing to that ground there and being able to get to the door a little bit quicker. That's a really hard dash there. Alright, so both of our combatants are at very difficult bosses each, Fur and Archer. Muncha and Bullet Baker. Oh, yeah, dude, Fur got the AI manipulation, getting him stuck in that hole there. Nice, dude, is going to allow him to get some extra attack cycles on the boss to be able to kill her even faster. That is so insane. There's a little bit of RNG in there, but also just having good standing position increases the probability of getting Archer stuck in. So that was really good. That was insanely good. Wow. So now Muncha is going to be heading down towards the Archer area. There's difficult movement here, as with every other region. And Fur is going to be heading to the final boss, which is going to be known as Cool Hat Guy. And you will see why. Oh, okay, so Muncha accidentally fell slightly inbounds there. And is going to be... Oh, nice! Backing out of that arena. I didn't know you could do that. So swag and then... Oh, no! Oh! Dude, those enemies are so cool! Oh, I hate those. Oh, man. South is just like one of those areas where it's just so easy to lose so much time in, because every single room is just so insanely difficult to move through. But here we go. In first screen, he's going to be standing in a really precise spot after shotgunning. Oh, he aggroed some Dirks. But it's okay. They gave him a good pattern. And he was able to get through there before they were able to attack. But now a lot of South is just going to be trying to beat out a lot of enemies and dash through before they can attack you in order to be able to get through that section as quickly as possible. And so in this room, Fur is actually required to kill off all these enemies, and it requires some pretty precise dashing, and all these riflemen can just shoot you mid-air and ruin your day. And he's able to get through, really nice. Over on MunchaKoopas' screen, he's going to be showcasing off a really cool sequence break, which doesn't require a glitch. He's just going to dash up here, and then because there's a little invisible floor there, he's able to stand on there and skip having to pass through a bunch of enemies. But here we go, Fur and Cool Hat Guy is going to be cleaning him up easy peasy. Really nicely done. Doesn't even look like he took a hit. That's insanely impressive. That boss is super spooky and has really huge AoE attacks. Here we go. Muncha now is going to be dashing through the room and going up to Archer. Let's see how his Archer fight goes. Archer is definitely one of the scariest bosses in the entire run for me. Alright, Monka S. Alright, nice. He's able to get a lot of early plinks on. This is so insanely good. Oh, being at 1 health, but really nice heal there. And yes, dude, he just barely gets a single cycle off of Archer before she's able to shoot off another volley. That is a really good Archer fight. That was really awesome to see. And now we see Fur having collected all 4 modules in each 4 of the cardinal directions, as well as activate the 4 pylons, killing off all of those other bosses. There is only one left, and it's going to be the final boss. The final boss is actually pretty interesting because normally you would think, oh, the final boss is going to be so epic for a speedrun. Like, you think of like Dark Souls or something else. Really, what's just going to end up happening is because we can shotgun plink, we're just able to work through the boss before it can begin each of its phases of attacks. So we don't have to worry about any of like the bullet hells or anything like that, which is really awesome. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Fur is going to be activating final boss. He's going to watch a short cutscene before he's going to be working up. Meanwhile, Munch is now going to have to go through a bunch of really difficult movement portions. This is going to be really awesome to watch. Man, these ledges are just so treacherous. Another thing, too, about like Alt Drifter versus the normal Drifter is that the ledge interactions, which means when you get the pushback from the ledge, to sort of save you from falling off, or when you just straight up fall off into a zone, are a little bit wonky and a little bit different than normal Drifter. There we go. We see Fur now entering the final phase of the boss. Let's see if he's able to close this out, getting some ammo back. Alright. Playing it a little safe. Alright. Uh-oh. Is he? Yes, dude, he's gonna get it. Alright, so time's gonna be coming up to Fur. It's gonna be when his screen completely fades to black here. Alright, so Fur is time. 30:04. GG to Fur. Awesome. That's a great time, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Alright, so up here in Muncha, he's getting a little trolled by these riflemen. Oh man, 1 health, no medkits is gonna be really spooky. But he's able to get up there and close it out. Nice arena. That arena is so brutal. Alright, and so one more boss here for Muncha before he's going to be heading on back to town. And, oh, he tried to do a barrier cheese! Okay, alright. So here what Muncha's trying to do is he's trying to bait the boss into a really specific position. However, the barriers for the Drifter don't work the same as the bosses. The bosses do not like to exist in barriers. So when that barrier comes up, oh nice, the Sid swag as well. It's actually going to push the boss off and get him to fall off the stage, instantly killing the boss. Dude, that is so swag. That's so good, dude. Oh, man.
You mind if I plug some stuff while Muncha makes his way to the last boss?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay. Just a reminder, some of the incentives we have coming up. We do have Hyper Area, play on extreme difficulty coming up. We are $135 into our $200 goal of that, and there is some time left for that, so be sure to get your donations in on that. And just an update for Best Anime, King of the Hill did recently become Best Anime with $35, with Hamtaro $25 shortly behind that. So be sure to get your donations in for that. And once again, if you donate a minimum of $20 from now until Holy Diver, you are entered for a chance to win an AV Famicom. And if you up that donation to $25, you're entered for the chance to win our grand prize, which is going on for the entire marathon. And that grand prize is a Super Famicom, complete with Super Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3. So when you make your donations, please keep those things in mind. And in addition, just be sure to spread the word about the marathon. Tell your friends and family. Talk about it around the dinner table tonight with all your peoples. And continue donating and enjoying the marathon. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, definitely keep enjoying this marathon. We have so many excellent runs for you guys coming up, especially after this one. I'm super pumped to be watching this for the rest of the weekend. But here we go. We're going to see MunchaKoopas going into the final boss. We're going to see how he does at each of these phases. May the shotgun plinks be with you. Alright, here we go. So the first phase, easy peasy for Muncha. He's going to be killing off a couple of these guys, or maybe just one. Yeah, he's going to go for 2 to get full ammo. Oh, the boss is right there, and they're all going to spawn those attacks. Really nice dodging from Muncha there. It's so easy. If he gets hit by any of those attacks, he gets knocked down and takes 2 damage instantaneously. So this can be super scary. Okay? Yeah, going to be a little bit careful there as well. And nice, dude. Able to clean out that boss before he's able to dash at him and knock down Muncha. Dude, Muncha really nice. And timing's coming up. And time. 33-29 coming out of MunchaKoopas. GG, guys.
GG.
Good run, guys, and awesome commentary, Muffin. That was really intense. I liked it.
Yo, thanks, man. It's a really intense speedrun. If you guys would like to see more, go check out our leaderboards at speedrun.com/HLD. There's an excellent beginner's guide for both no major glitches as well as any percent. So if you're feeling that out of bounds craziness, any percent's for you. But if you like a bit more of the inbounds action, definitely check out the no major glitches. Thank you so much for having us.
Yep.
Awesome. Nice work, everybody. Coming up next, we have a score to settle. Claude and LCC about to throw down, and some JoJo's live on the stream. We'll see it next.